Hi. Sorry, 2 minutes late. Let me tell you why. Because my internet froze and I could not finish watching the episode. So I had to wait for the internet to get back on. But anyways, I'm glad that you guys are here. Whew. Put my fan on. You know she stay hot. Hi everybody. Hi Versus. Hi Zelle. Hi Summer Dragonfly. Hi Ariana. Hello JW. Hey Adriana. Hi. Everybody come into the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Oh, I didn't even put a shout out on Instagram. Well, I'm just going to have to do it later. Huh, kids? I'm just going to have to do it later. Hi, Renee. You did make it. You made it to the live. Oof. Let me see if I can get in. Just trying to get a couple more people in here so I can get started. Get started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. Hi guys, I'm live. If you would be so inclined, or if you have time, or if you're not busy, or if you would like to, you can hit the link and come and join my live where I talk about Seeking Sister Wife, episode 6. Hi guys, I'm live. If you would be so inclined, or if you have time, or if you're not busy. Ooh, 20 people in the room. Nola Rola. Wendy, hello. Irene, hi. Welcome. Domestic Gita. Hey, girl, hey. I got a little bit of rosé that I'm sipping on right now. Let me get a little more because I'm almost done skis. Which one is it? It is Bon Terra Rosé, made with organic grapes. I think I saw on TikTok that organic is a whole scam. But 25 people in the room. It's a good showing. Should we get started? Bree, hello. I have a friend named Bree whose last initial is M, and so I just clicked on your picture to see if it was you, if it was her. So I don't know. I don't think you're my friend Bree, but I know in real life. Sabine, hello. Oh my God, stay up. Okay, we'll go live. At the 5-minute mark, which is in about 30 seconds. We'll go live. I mean, we'll start talking. Woo. I hope everybody is having a good week thus far. This is going to be a quick one. A lot of hard things happened in this episode, especially to Brenda and Steven. And so we're going to talk about Brendan and Steven. I mean, I know his name is Steve, but doesn't Steven sound better? Steven with a V. All right. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Seeking Sister Wife. This is season 4, episode 6. Something Dream, the distant dream. If you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Wah. I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as Married at First Sight, Love After Lockup, 90 Day Fiancé, and Seeking a Sister Wife. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But while you're here, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. This just helps the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, understand that people like my content and want to see it. So then they'll pump my stuff out, my videos out a little bit more than they are now. Maybe they'll pump it out in a way that they did in 2018. Thanks, YouTube. All right. Yeah, I hope everybody is well. I know this is a little bit of a late live for me, but this is where we are in our lives. So thank you for those of you guys who are in the room right now watching and commenting along, or watching and not commenting, but I do ask that you give me a thumbs up, please. If you were at all giving your girl a little tip, you could do so with all the options down below. If you're watching this on #replay gang, you can still give a tip. Girl, Venmo is always open, okay? Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, always open. But if you're an international girl and you would like to give a little tip and the options scrolling out on the bottom of the screen are not available to you, then you can give me a thank you, which has a little heart symbol next to it, and it's about 4 spaces to the right from the thumbs up button. Okay, that's all that I gotta say. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first couple that we're gonna dive deep into this episode, because I think a lot of crazy things were said, are the Foley family. This is Steve and Brenda Foley. Okay, so we pick up where we left off last episode, where we have got his 16-year-old daughter and his 18-year-old son sitting at the dinner table, and they are eating chicken noodle soup homemade, which apparently is like a family thing, but none of the kids know how to make it. So we have a situation where the daughter, remind you, she's 16, so she's having a lot of big feelings. And she is expressing her big feelings in a way that if she weren't his child and were not a child, we would definitely say is abusive. To give someone an ultimatum who isn't on drugs or isn't stealing or truthfully isn't really doing anything that's going to cause you harm, and tell them that they need to choose between them wanting to expand their family by having another wife, or you just won't talk to them anymore, or they don't have to see you as much, or something like that. Like, this man is so torn up because his daughter thinks this. And even the son is like, listen, I don't agree with the lifestyle either, but I'm not just going to write him off and say I'm never going to talk to my father again. It's truly short-sighted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recall being a 16-year-old. I personally was a 16-year-old that was under duress. I was stressed out. I was being bullied. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know what it feels like to just feel like you have no control. But never would I ever give my parents an ultimatum. Well, I wouldn't say that. But I wouldn't give someone an ultimatum and basically tell them that I'm going to cut them out of my life for what it is that Steven is doing. Now, as I said last episode, we don't know the backstory. I truly would like to hear from the ex-wife. Like, I truly would like her perspective of it, because I don't know that Steven's perspective can be trusted personally. Because I don't think that if his perspective or his story about what happened was indeed at least what happened to his daughter or what happened to his ex-wife, then why does the daughter feel that way? Now, I know we have some people in the audience who are like, they've had bad situations in their family where their, grandpappy was polygamous and it was a terrible situation and it was abusive. And yes. But what I'm saying is, in their specific situation, the only thing that I could see that might be happening that we're not being told is that Steven hasn't been the best dad. That whenever him and Brenda moved to wherever they moved, he even said it himself, that he has not seen his kids as much as he once did. And I think that really is sad. That's a really sad situation. So maybe the daughter is already feeling abandoned by him and already feels some kind of way. And this is her last ditch effort to get her father to truly pay attention to her, and truly give her what it is that she wants. Because, like, there is no part of me besides the fact, if I were super religious, that could imagine me telling a parent that I don't want to be in their lives anymore simply because they want to have another wife. Like, I just truly don't get it. So, yeah, he was really upset. And to the point where they're feeling like maybe they need to lie to them or hide it from them. And I don't think that that's healthy or good either. And I don't think that, I think she has put her father in a rock and a hard place, because obviously there is no win-win but to bow to her desires, right? There's no win-win for Stephen. Because if he chooses to go on this journey with finding another wife, and he states that he hasn't tried to find a wife for 5 years. At least that's what I heard. Let me know if I heard something different. He hasn't tried to find a wife in 5 years. And so now they're trying again, and they have no support, which they truly don't need support from the kids. They just don't need the kids telling them they're never going to talk to them again. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like overkill, because here's the truth. If Stephen goes and just lives his life the way he wants to live his life, his daughter will always feel abandoned. If she doesn't already feel abandoned by him, which she might, but she's going to forever feel abandoned. So that's not a good thing for a parent to do, to make your child feel abandoned or feel like you don't care about them. So he can't do that. But also, is he supposed to live this monogamous life that he doesn't want to live? For how long? Like, is this ultimatum always on the table? Is there going to be a point in which, the child is no longer a child and is an adult and has more of a world purview and has opened up themselves and, is like, well, maybe, the fact that my father wants to have another wife isn't so bad, but maybe what's the problem is what I feel my father did to my mother. And that's why I want to talk to that mother. Because, like I said, somebody signed some papers for these kids to be on TV. And I truly feel like if they did not want to be on it, like, did he force them? Is there something super nefarious going on? Is this like red-faced, soft, mild-mannered person that we're seeing in Stephen not real? There's so many questions to be had. And believe me, I know that there's always 3 sides to the story. Like I've told you before, like I've had conversations with other couples in this season, and they've given me information that I'm just like, why don't we have that information as an audience? Why are we like pigeonholed to think a certain thing when it comes to these couples? Why can't we just get the whole story so we can be fully judgmental in the way that we're meant to be? Oh, I need to change my thing. It says DocuSweeties on it. How do I change that? Well, I mean, it's there so you guys now know DocuSweeties is a thing. Chris and I are starting a podcast. We've already recorded 5 episodes, but we have some stuff to figure out before we can let them drop. So it's happening. It's just not live anywhere. My Patreon is live though, the patreon.com/DocuSweeties. And there is one thing on the Patreon. So what is it? It is the middle of the month. I don't know if we're going to have anything else there. So depending on how many people subscribe or do the Patreon, then we'll add more content. Okay. Anyways, back to this. So I don't know. What do you guys say? It seems to me that that Brenda isn't fully on board with it either. So she was low-key not mad at Jaden. You know what? Brenda says one thing, and because she's an adult, I have to believe that that's what she feels. Not because she's an adult, because she's saying it to me, and I want to trust and value anybody who says what they feel. I'm gonna say that she's okay with it. I don't want to project my thoughts about Stephen being a certain type of way, because I think, and I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm saying that I think the natural instinct in us as a society that only truly accepts monogamous relationships, this segment, what's that word that's like starts with an S and it means like cynical. Yeah, the cynical side of all of us wants to just think that these men are somehow coercing these women into this lifestyle. Like it feels very much that way with Garrett and Danielle because of all the many ways Danielle has cried on this television show, right? And it's like we are also engineered to see someone who looks like Danielle and feel like automatically sorry for her and feel like she's in this situation against her will and she's just following behind her husband. Like that was the whole, for me, at least, the narrative that I gave Garrett the last episode. I mean, last season. So I don't want to do that to Steven. I would like to say that Brenda and Danielle and all these other women who are with these men who've decided that they want to be polygamous, that they have stepped into their power as women and stated what they wanted, or at least are trying to do what it is that their partners want them to do, are into. And if they're not okay with it, I think the problem with Brenda is that Brenda just truly wants this, whoever the person is, to love her. Brenda wants love from Steven, from his kids, from everybody. Also, another thing with the like ultimatum of I'm never going to talk to you again, or I'm not going to see you as much, or whatever it is. I don't know how she said it because I don't want to I don't remember what the exact words are, but it's like, you don't think you're ever going to need your father in the future, like ever, 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 ever? I mean, let me tell you right now. Unless Steven is somehow like one of these parents who want their children to do everything on their own and he's not going to truly help them unless he feels like it's something worth helping them over. Steven has money. And like, there are going to be times in your life where you might not have a place to crash. There might be times in your life where you need money from your father. And to be so like, I'll never talk to you again is like really crazy. I mean, as you get older in your life, you start to realize that like, unless your parents are absolute boo-boos with no money and poor health problems and have never thought about you and your future one day in their life, like there is something to be gained from Steven. I'm just saying, there's something to be gained. And it just feels like you don't want to ever push that person. He is literally building a home for him and his 3 wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dip in on some of that. Dip in on some of that. This might be a nice little vacation spot for you to hang out, when you're 23 and you like want to like go live in the mountains a little bit with your dad. So I did feel bad for him, but part of me is like, the vitriol of Jaden isn't coming from nowhere. It's coming from somewhere. The fact is that we don't know. We don't know the situation. We only know what's in front of us. And so therefore I'm only can judge what's in front of me. And what I call is what I see. And what I see is somebody making an unnecessary thing at this juncture. Like maybe the person is having big feelings and we get it. We get it. We were teenagers once too, and we have big feelings. Someone just said, yes, Giselle. I want to know what Giselle said. Okay, what'd you say? What'd you say, girl? Okay. I don't feel 1 ounce of pity. He needs to think about his choices. Okay. Here we go. Summer of Dragonfly. Steven is the most attractive dude in the franchise so far. He just wants to lay pipe, and Brenda doesn't want him to, but I get the impression he'll do it anyway. Cheats, so she's okay with it. Oh, wow, you guys are thinking, oh, okay. Brenda needs some friends. He wants love big time. I think Brenda used to be okay with the lifestyle, but since they have been monogamous for 5 years, she's gotten used to just her and Steve. The young girls he's dating isn't going to work for her. Okay, Zelle says, you think he's cute? Mercy. It's a beautiful thing we all love. Think differently. Out of all the men, he's the most salvageable. I think Marcus is handsome. Who was in the other season? Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like the man with the dreads. I don't like Dimitri. He said he didn't want to say something on TV that he will regret. I mean, who knows? I have no, I'm gonna be honest with Steven and men like him. I don't know them in real life. So I don't know. I can't even begin to guess what this person is thinking, or what this person wants in life. So anyways, I just feel like Brenda felt like the first wife abandoned her. And then she feels like April's not doing things and is kind of abandoning her. And so she's just like really upset because she wants somebody who's there for her too. Yes, and we don't know how Steve treated his first wife versus Brenda. Maybe she's thinking back to the treatment. I do not know. And that is the thing, we need to talk to the first wife. We need to see from her perspective what happened, because regardless if that is not what Steven believes happened, that is in fact what happened. And that is what she's telling her kids. Whew. Someone said something about the son Preston earlier. Let me go up. Someone said something about Peacemaker. The daughter is the truth teller. Oh, son is Peacemaker child. Daughter is the truth teller child. I mean, is it the truth or is it just her version of what's going on? Because let me tell you right now, I think a lot of things that I say are the truth, and it's just my interpretation of it. Wow, Summer of Dragonfly says, let's talk about these fools. Love Steve's daughter's logic. I need you to expand on that. Do you think it's fair for her to tell her father that he can't, if he chooses to get another wife, that she won't talk to him anymore, putting him in a rock and a hard place, putting him up his back against the wall to where he has to choose? I mean, because the truth is, it's abusive. Like, think about it. Anytime you give anybody an ultimatum who isn't hurting you, hurting themselves, or stealing from you or doing drugs, like, what is the point of giving them the ultimatum? Because here's the truth: the daughter truly isn't going to understand. Like, if he walks away from her, she's not gonna ever say in her adult life, you know what? I gave my father an ultimatum, and he chose his happiness, and I respect it, and I understand it, and I'm okay because I truly could not hunker down with him. She's not going to say that. That is not going to be the logic of this person growing as they grow up. The conversation or the thought in their mind is going to be, my father abandoned me. He didn't choose me over his penis. That is the narrative. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Oh, Summer of Dragonfly. I think he's got this when it comes to his family and prize priorities. He thinks with it. Why do you guys all think it's about sex? Dating doula. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is the ultimatum of somebody who truly does not fully understand what they're saying. And as a former 16-year-old girl, I know how it's easy to say stuff like that because your life is pretty, not all the way black and white, but it can be black and white because you have such a limited view of the world. It's when you like grow up and realize that family is important and you need these things. And it's like, at the end of the day, is it worth saying that you don't want to be or have a relation? You could be mad at your dad. You could be frustrated at his lifestyle. But to say I'm not going to talk to you or, akin to that is just like crazy to me. He keeps talking about expanding the family, but they haven't been procreating. Can Brenda not have kids? What's the reason? I don't know. He's choosing the eggplant. Wow, you guys really? 16, she'll change mine weekly. Yeah. Ooh, Ashley B says I'm on the daughter's side. You all explain to me. Truly explain to me. What is the harm in Stephen finding another wife? Okay. Zelle says, wow. Come on now. He didn't say anything about adding more kids. He doesn't have kids with Brenda. What else do you think he wants to diversify his food by getting a new cook? But who cares? Who cares? If Brenda is okay with it, who cares? Polygamy is a legitimate thing that people do in this world. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's like, a handful of fundamentalist Mormons, the people who were on Seeking Sister Wife, and then the Browns. Like, no, there are people practicing polygamy all over this country. They're just not on TV talking about it. I'm Awake says, from the daughter's point of view, it could be that the new wife is another person that'll divide his attention. I can relate. Okay, I can go with that. Then I can see that. Then that just means that Steven needs to work harder to see his kids, because he did say last episode that he hasn't seen his kids as much as he needs to, which is not their fault. That is his fault. He needs to move closer to his kids. I'm not saying leave the kids behind. I'm saying, what are we really talking about here? Sorry, I would be grossed out by my dad having multiples. Yeah, I wouldn't care, girl. As long as the money wasn't stopping. As long as my childhood wasn't being interrupted. And maybe her childhood is being interrupted. But even then, I would say that. I mean, not as a 16-year-old. That's true. I wouldn't. As a 16-year-old, I would be super judgmental, especially at the height of my Christianity, because as a 16-year-old girl, she was Jesus's bride, okay? At 16, she was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to save myself for marriage. Girl, if I had saved myself for marriage, I would still be a virgin. So like, I'm glad I walked away. But I'm saying like, yeah, I guess I would have felt some way, but I don't, it would have been the conversation of like, yeah, you just can't ignore me with all these extra people. You can't ignore me. For adults, okay, here, oh, you guys are coming at me, coming at me. Okay, here we go. Wow, you're missing it, LOL. Brenda does care. We're missing a chunk of the story. I would like to know what that is. Okay, great, great, great. Christelle says he has time to search for a new wife but not see his kids. Checkpoint. Checkmate, checkmate. And Hard to Know says, in reality, she's likely influenced by her family members and her church. She definitely has her own mind, but he has allowed the space left to be filled by other people. Disappointment. Okay. Which you Hard to Know, which you Hard to Know, which you Hard to Know. I get it. I feel it's too much information to share. Okay. The Winters didn't do that with Kim. I know who the Winters are, but who's Kim? Is Kim the first wife, the second wife? The like first wife with the dark hair, with the mousy face and the child, or the second wife with the long strawberry blonde hair, with the baby? Yes, that's what I meant from a teen's mind. Okay. Baba Baby Binky Blanket is saying, yo, I'm saying that saving myself for marriage ain't for me. Dating Doula says, if Brenda felt left out, I can't imagine what the daughter feels. Her parents are divorced. He doesn't see them, and now he's bringing another human who will basically be a dependent. It's too much. Okay. But that's not what was said. What was said was, your lifestyle disgusts me, and I feels like you don't have enough love for one wife, so you want another. That to me sounds like something that someone has told her. Like, if you could say, we barely see you now. When you got with Brenda, you walked away from our family, and I felt super hurt by it, which is obviously a 16-year-old is not going to be able to say that. Like, it would take a super emotionally, and somebody who's had like therapy and has there are like 26-year-olds who wouldn't say that. There's 36-year-olds who wouldn't say that. There's 57-year-olds who wouldn't say that. So I'm not expecting this much. I'm just saying that, like, at the end of the day, putting an ultimatum on your dad doesn't make any financial sense for you, for your future. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I see it too, because if he did get with a 21-year-old, which is April, I told you I was against April. I feel like it's grooming. I feel like if you're going to bring somebody into this lifestyle, you need to bring somebody who's like 28, 29 or older. Do not go any younger. Woo, we worked through that. We all understand each other now. And I can see that. I just think that it sucks that, it sucks that there is not enough emotional intelligence. And that's not me saying either of these people are dumb. It's just saying that there's not enough emotional understanding or nomenclature to be able to truly say how they feel. Yes, I agree with that too. Yeah. 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 I would never say anything like that to my dad, and I'm a full adult. Yeah. Well, so being different cultures are allowed to say different things to their parents. And, some people's culture, the parent gets up and rants and raves and says stuff, or maybe the parent gets up and hits them, or, in other cultures, the dad just turns red. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we worked it out, everybody. We worked it out. We came to a consensus, and that is that we want to give the 16-year-old some grace because she's having big feelings. But giving your father an ultimatum is not smart. Like, that's not the way to handle that. But it's the only recourse. It's the only card someone can play. It just leaves you open to them disappointing you even further. And Steven is responsible for truly making his children feel comfortable. At least as this 16-year-old, the minor, because he's going to be bringing other children into this world, supposedly. And I low-key think Brenda's pregnant. I don't mean to like judge her body, what I'm saying, but I in the confessionals, I thought she was pregnant. Maybe she's not. And then, so I'm sorry, Brenda. Yeah, anyways, there's that. We spent 29 minutes talking about them, and I think we got to a good Shannon Van. Thanks, girl. I think we got to a good place. It's Lady Danger by Mac, and I just put it on very lightly. Child, I wouldn't be typing this if I even said that, the African in me. I'm of Caucasian persuasion and I would have got my ass beat for talking in that tone. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, it's still cultural, right? Like, it's not necessarily having to do with like race. It just, there is a culture of white people who let them children yell at them. There's a culture of white people who don't. I've seen both. I've seen it both in the Walmart. I've seen it both in the Target. I've seen it both everywhere. I mean, I don't think I would get hit. My dad wouldn't hit me, but he would definitely be like, "Wow, what are you saying? It doesn't make any sense. This is what you're just gonna do." It wouldn't make any sense. And then he'd rant and rave, and then the next day he'd be like, "Okay, let's talk about it." You know, I wouldn't get hit, but I definitely would, you know, get a lashing of the tongue. Okay. That's fair enough. We all, you know, we're at the place in our lives where we're gonna for this. Says she didn't speak. I'm sorry. Brenda says she didn't speak because she didn't want to make it worse. And when she said that, I was like, oh, those kids don't like you, or she already have. And then it came out that like she, you know, feels like it was rocky with, you know, you're just at the whim of your angry children, and you just have to try to like, they shouldn't be angry. You should make it work. You should make it work. You should make it work. Your children should not feel left out. All right, let's move on to the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, Mrs. Jones. Again, I don't have a picture of him. I keep forgetting it. Okay, so we've got Sidian, and he's flown to the Philippines. He's very excited to meet this top-notch model, Ariel. And so he gets there. He's relaxing in his travel clothes on the bed. I don't know how I feel about it. He's relaxing in the travel clothes. And he gets to talking to the producers and whatnot. Then he gets a phone call, and it's Ariel, and she's there, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're there!" And his heart goes pitter patter. And he finds her, and they have a hug, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're so tall, and you smell good." And he's like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. It's so happy. I'm so happy to see you." And then Ariel ends up saying that, you know, Sidian has made it really easy for her. Like, she feels very comfortable around him. He keeps the conversation going. Oh yeah, broke Johnny Depp, fake Johnny Depp, all those things. Mm-hmm. That guy. Sienna, you're fine. The whole Sidian thing is weird. He's so thirsty. But here's the truth. Sidian and Tasha have been looking for a third forever. And Sidian and Tasha have the same kind of situation that happened with Steven and Brenda. Tasha is the one that they brought in, and the first wife left. It's the same thing that happened with Steven. So it's like, except for Sidian's kids are with him. He has one kid that is not with him, and we don't necessarily know why. But, oh, the hamburger helper version, Summer of Dragonfly, that's not nice. And you know, we're nice here on this channel. So yes, oh my God, absolutely. So yeah, he's just like, they're just really happy to have found somebody, especially somebody who Sidian finds is like a #1 top quality lady. Okay, also someone that already has a relationship with Tasha and loves Tasha. This is a win-win. So I'm actually quite happy for them, even though it's awkward to see this tall, gangly individual, you know, fall over all over himself for Ariel. But it's like, for Ariel, I like that for her. She said this is her first date. This is the first time she's ever been like taken out like this. And I said, I like that for you. I love that for her. And so they are getting to know each other, and she says that it's okay if they sleep in the same room, which I'm like, girl, of course. I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, does that make me a slut? Am I a slut? Because at this grown age, I'm not about like, oh, I want to wait, or oh, I want you to like me more. I want to, like, you know, I'm like, let's just jump in and see what happens. Okay, it's gonna be awkward. We're gonna laugh, but then it was an experience, and like, we don't know when Ariel is gonna see Sidian again, so they might as well like spend as much time together as possible, and that's what she said. Gazelle says, "Wow, you suffer alone with descriptions. Listen, I'm just highlighting her. I'm just highlighting Summer. I actually don't know if Summer Dragonfly is a woman, but I'm just highlighting Summer. I'm just highlighting this person. These ladies really want / need friends. It's a trend. I mean, different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't want to share a man with my friend, but I might be able to share a man with somebody who I'm friendly with. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so she says that she really loves the sunset, and so she's excited to watch the sunset with him, and that they're having a romantic evening. And the only thing that I can not stop thinking about is the possibility that there are mosquitoes abound. Listen, I love the tropics. Okay, give me a humid space. Give me a space where my skin can just like absorb all of the moisture, and my hair is supple, and like my body, I have to like remove. Like, I'm just all supple. You know what I'm saying? Little deodorant. You saw. Give me that. Yeah, but also kill every mosquito alive. Just kill them all. What is the purpose of a mosquito? Sade, hello, Sade. Welcome. So they get some chicken, and he says that he likes the chicken, and I would like to taste the chicken. It was just like the littlest plate of chicken, and I was like, I need more chicken. I need more chicken. It was like a little bowl of rice too. I was like, I need something else. And so it's really nice. Things are flowing and natural. And then he asks her about traditional gender roles in the Philippines, and I don't know what she said, but basically like that she understands that it's a thing there, but she's not about it. You know, she's more so about independence, and she wants to know that she can like live her life and pursue her dreams. And Sidian says, he's down with that. Unlike Garrick, he is okay with his wife pursuing her own dreams and living her own life, and and wanting to take care of herself. And then he brings up the fact that he has a trans child, and Ariel's like, I'm cool with it. As long as the child is happy, then I'm happy. And I said this was the best possible outcome. At some point prior to their date, they actually called Tasha, and Tasha's really excited about it too. So thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Papa Baby Binky Blanky. And so I just am happy for them. Is this the outcome that we want to see more of? Is it what we would be happy with? Is everyone happy with the City and Tasha situation? I hope so. Because I think they're one of the better examples of how this works. I think them and the Epses are doing well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn. You're welcome. Okay, so the next couple that we're going to talk about are the Merrifields, and that is Danielle and Garrick. And they, at this point, are packing up the trailer because I guess they're going to move into the house. They say that a few weeks ago, Leah broke up with them. And basically, Leah was like, listen, I don't feel like the vibe was there. The energy wasn't there. I want to pursue my own dreams. And I feel like with you guys, it was just either your way or the highway. And that's not something that I'm looking for. So I think it's best if we go our separate ways. And listen, Garrett did not give one fuck. He did not care. He was like, okay, yeah. And Danielle was like, oh, I really feel. And Garrett was like, it's fine. It's fine. And then they start talking about Bert and how Bert has a limited amount of time to get her visa and come to the U.S. But, Bert is like having a hard time because of her mother. And so she's in a rock and a hard place, but she's happy that Leah's gone. And yeah. So Garrick feels like at this point, it's time for Bert just to move out on faith, because she's about to cause a chain reaction if she doesn't come to the U.S. The Merrifields have like uprooted and changed their lives so much for Bert, and she is unable to or can't because of her ailing mother and doesn't want to leave her mother to to suffer or what. I don't know if Bert is the only child. I don't know if she's the only one that's available to take care of her mother, but Bert is essentially putting her life and the Merrifields' life on hold for this. And because of the visa and all the things that come along with that, they're in a very limited time frame. And so at some point, Danielle has to take a minute from the confessionals and gets up. And I'm just like, Danielle, what are you crying about now? Like, I want to, that I want to like support the women on this. But Danielle cries a lot. And so now I'm just starting to be like, do we believe her tears? What is she crying about? She really just so upset that Bert isn't here that she goes and cries. Mm. So the next couples that we are going to talk about are the Davises. I did not know this was their last names at all. And in this episode, they are still at the Airbnb with the new girl, Danielle. And for whatever reason, they decided to sit down and play Never Would I Ever with the most sugary drinks that we can see. I mean, Sprite, some kind of cognac, or some kind of like dark liquor, and like wine. What was this drink that they were all drinking? And so they do that. I've never been to a strip club. I've never faked an orgasm. Ha ha, tee hee hee. And so Danielle doesn't want to play this game at first because she feels like it might be a setup. So Danielle does not trust the situation at all. Okay. And then Danielle says that the last person she was in a relationship with, she broke up with because she wanted to move on to somebody else. And they were all like, wow, that's really interesting to know. And I'm like, you guys, you grown people. It's very hard when you pick a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old and expect them to just make a commitment to y'all. What year do you think this is? Women have so many more options these days. Yes, it worked for Jen, but that's because Jen and April had such a relationship going on, and like maybe she is ready for this commitment, and maybe she does love Nick in the way that he beat her down. You know what I'm saying? But like for you guys to expect Danielle, who's like coming off the street cold turkey, to like go into every relationship as though she's going to be in it for the rest of her life, no. That's not what you do. That's why you got to pick somebody who's in their late 20s. So they're like, oh, we don't know what she might want to do or not. It's just like, girl, leave that girl alone. They want a commitment from a 21-year-old after like what? I don't know. Let's just conservatively say they've been dating her for 5 months. They want her to commit to their family structure. I don't know that that's possible. I don't know that's possible. So then they talk about the sleeping arrangements, and they got matching pajamas, which is so cute. They talk about sleeping arrangements, and first of all, let's talk about never have I ever had an orgasm or faked an orgasm, and let's talk about how Nick talks about like throwing lotion on someone's back. Literally, that gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was like, oh, I don't like that visual. 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 He's like, yeah, I guess I was with somebody, and then, you know, the chemistry wasn't there, and I wasn't feeling it, so I had to fake it. And I'm like, well, good for you. Women fake it all the time, so I'm glad that you know what that feels like. And he's never been in a strip club. I was like, Nick is boring. Boring. Oh, Sade, I'm not letting anybody in. Thank you so much, but I'm not letting anybody in today because I gotta hurry and get this out. I went live too late. I gotta go. But I got you next time. Please. Sorry about it. If I go live earlier, then I can let people in. All right. So then, at some point, obviously, we found out that him and Jennifer are going to spend more of their time together. And Jennifer has like long, like luscious hair. And I'm just like, oh, your hair's so pretty. And then April and Danielle go and sleep in a bed together. And I'm like, why do they have to sleep in a bed together? Why isn't there, I need my own bed. Like if I'm not, I'll go sleep on the couch. I just need my own space. I just can't be in the bed with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need my own space. I'm sorry, Sade. I'm sorry. I need my own space, y'all. I need my own space. I couldn't do it. 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 Danielle should punish Joel Epstein's doppelganger and let him find himself another husband. I can't handle it. Okay, you're talking about Garrett. Yeah, that is. Can't unsee it. I just was like, I can't sleep in the same bed. This is not for me. All right, you guys. So that is the end of this episode. I'm very sorry that it got cut short. I'm gonna do better next time. I promise. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic week. I should go live on Thursday to talk about the family Chantel. I'm not going to go live tomorrow because I'm going to a show in Orange County. It's the Kate Casey show, that has a little person by the name of Chris Farah in it as well. Kate Casey is a podcaster, and we're kind of like delving into the podcasting world to try to like talk with people. And she's a good friend of Chris's, and she's a lovely individual. She has a podcast called Reality with Kate Casey, and she's doing a live show at the Orange County Improv tomorrow. So if you are at all interested, you can email me and I can provide you the details, or you can go to Chris's Instagram and send her a DM to get the details on that. We would love to meet people. If you are at all interested, we will be there tomorrow at 8:30. Let me make sure I'm telling you it's the right place. Let's see. Oh, did I get a Cash App? Oh, yes, Zelle. Thank you so much. And Santi. Yay, Shanti Lee. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the Cash App. I appreciate it. And the Venmo. Let's see. Kate Casey. Live with Kate Casey at the Irvine Improv. Doors open at 8 p.m. I don't know how much. Oh, $20 is the general admission ticket. So yeah, I purchased a general admission ticket, so I will be there. But Chris Farah, will actually be on stage. So if you guys are at all interested in talking to us, or like meeting Kate or meeting Chris and I, you can come see a fun show where Chris is hosting, and you'll get to meet us. Just let us know. Email us. You guys live in the Midwest. Well, at least summer Dragonfly does. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Y'all have a fantastic day. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Oh yeah, did I tell you I'm starting a podcast? It's called Docu Sweeties. Follow us on Instagram at Docu Sweeties. Okay.